All right, we're back with another episode of the Sad Powers podcast. Today we got great comedian Jason Allen, everybody. What's going on, man?
Too
What's
much,
that
buddy. How you
noise in the back?
doing?
Good, man, good. Thanks for doing this, bro. Appreciate it.
No problem, dude. No problem.
You got some merch that just dropped and shit, right?
I got what?
Some merch?
Oh, merch. Yeah. I got the stickers right here. Actually, there you go.
Yeah, that's
Jason
sick.
Allen sticker. So, yeah.
That's awesome, man.
And then buttons coming soon too, I think. So.
Sick. You got like shirts and
Yeah.
stuff too, or?
No, not yet. I'm not like stuff's still closed. I'm not touring enough to carry shirts with me. Maybe when things get back to normal, you know.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, over time maybe. We'll see how the stickers and buttons do first. And take it from there. You know.
Sad.
How you been, man?
I've been all right. Started a podcast. Yeah. This is like episode 90, I think, which is pretty wild.
Oh shit. You're busy.
Yeah.
90 episodes in.
It's been crazy. I was doing it like every single day for a while. Well, like when I first started, I was doing like 2 a day, and then I stopped to like 1 a day, and then now I just do like 1 every once in a while. But yeah, it's been pretty crazy. What about you? How's like COVID and all that?
Oh, we're losing them.
Oh, you're losing me?
You okay, Sam?
I'm good. Yeah. Can you not hear me or see me? You're coming through fine to me. Hello?
Hey.
Can you not? What's going on? Yeah, I'm here.
You like slowed down for a while there. I don't know if that will come out on, if that will show up. You were like, is the remix.
No, that's hilarious because like you were still perfectly fine the whole time, and you're just like, hello.
You were like glitching out. Did you see it?
No, dude. For me, I'm fine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, either way, we've recovered. So.
Yeah. So far, it's so good.
We're good.
Fuck, it's so hot, man. Yeah, so how long have you been doing comedy for?
A little over. It was like I just hit 7 when COVID like closed everything.
7 years, right?
I just got to 7 years, and then COVID was like no comedy for a while. So, yeah.
That's wild, man. That's sick.
It's been good, dude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like
it's been good. This last year, but
yeah, you're a fucking killer, man. I remember like seeing you like a long time ago. Your style was like completely different. You were awesome back then too, but you were doing like one-liners and stuff.
Yeah. When I started, I was just trying to work on jokes, so I was doing that first, and then like just applied it more to my life and stuff, which has been exciting too. So. I don't know, man. But it's been good, dude. Have you been off work this whole
Yeah, I don't do shit, bro. Yeah, I've just been chilling. Yeah. I got like fired like right before. So then
Oh no. Can you even collect CERB?
No. I made but whatever. It's all good.
Dude, what do? You just gotta like stay at home and figure out how you can get like more poster money for your bedroom and stuff, and just that's gotta be rough, dude.
Yeah,
it's like you broke into a 16-year-old's bedroom and was like, yo, let's start a podcast. Whose house are you in right now?
It's my parents' house. Yeah.
It's your parents. So it's been the same since you were in high school. You just didn't fuck with that room at all.
Yeah, exactly.
What are the posters? I'm trying to make them out. Sorry, I'm not paying attention. I'm looking for the Limp Bizkit in the background or something.
They're paintings, bro. They're mostly, and then there's comic books.
They're not even posters. Okay. Shit. I was gonna rip on you harder. There's a bunch of like old school emo bands or something. I don't know what you're into.
I wish, man. That'd be even cooler.
Well, for next week's episode, or
Yeah.
tomorrow if you're doing 3 podcasts a day.
Yeah. Well, no, I slowed down. I do like one every couple
You
days now.
slow down. That's good. It's good. Yeah, don't burn yourself out.
Yeah.
But you got fired. So do you collect EI? What do you
Uh,
do?
no, I've been like on fucking OW since fucking this COVID shit, which sucks.
Oh,
So like
fuck,
welfare, yeah.
dude. That's like no money. That's
Yeah,
like next to no money.
yeah, I get like 700 a month. They're like,
Oh man.
I don't even get 700. I get like six something. It's bullshit. Yeah.
No, dude, I was on a years ago. They gave you a $50 bill and told you to go fuck your dad. Like they didn't care at all. That was the whole arrangement. A social worker handed you a 50 and said, "Go fuck your father," and you were like, "Thank you," and you walked out of her office.
That's fucking hilarious, man.
Did you get like a little under a 7?
Yeah, I think I get like six
Okay.
something. Yeah.
Right.
Have you done comedy since like it's been back or whatever?
Yeah, a little bit. Like, those patio shows through Levity and Club Absinthe in Hamilton. And I've done a bunch of shows, or not a bunch, like a handful of shows with Eric Johnston and Michael Moses, because Eric kind of did this like campfire backyard comedy tour. And we still got some more dates going on with them too. So, and
Awesome.
and then I'm at Collective Arts Brewing in Hamilton on August 19th too. I'm headlining that. So, it's slowly kind of coming back, which is exciting.
Do you have COVID jokes?
I had one that I did for a bit, and then I haven't done it for the last few shows I've done, and I've found it's fine. People are already like overhearing about it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Or the first comic will do one, and then I'm like, okay, now I don't have to do it because it's already been spoken about, So I don't know.
Yeah. Do you find it like different at all? Like, is it more challenging now, or just like the same, or?
Well, like, I guess it's a little weird getting back into the swing of things. Has been a little strange, and then also, some of the places I do, it's harder because all the shows I've done so far have been outside. So it's just like you don't have like that standard comedy club of like they're in tight and there's a low ceiling. There might be street noise. Like, dude, I did one in a front yard in Toronto. City buses are going by. Kids on scooters are rolling by. And I might be in the middle of like a dirtier joke or something. And now I got to like steer out of it. Shit like that. So, yeah, it's definitely been like a little difficult in some ways. But in other ways, it's just been, I don't know. It's just been good to be back. So I can't even really be that mad about anything.
Yeah, I'm doing a backyard show August 15th, or I'm doing like two. I don't know if it's August 14th and 15th or 15th, 16th.
Oh, dude, I'm on those shows too.
Oh, sick, dope. So yeah, I'll see you there.
Grimsby, right?
Pardon?
Right? It's like
Grimsby,
Grimsby,
yeah,
right?
exactly, yeah.
I'm on those. Yeah,
Oh,
I'll
sick.
see you there. Nice.
Dope. But yeah, that'll be my first time coming back, and I haven't done like any of these Zoom shows or anything, so I'm a little bit nervous. Have you done like any of the Zoom shows? Did you do that?
Dude, I did one Zoom show because it was I don't know. It was for the beer store. It was like a corporate thing.
Yeah.
They were like, they didn't use Zoom though. They used like their own streaming service or something.
The beer store has a streaming service. What?
They had like a thing, I guess, because they're all connected in corporate or whatever. But they were pretty much like, we can't all turn our audio on because if it's 100 people laughing, because it's going to be like 100 people watching, and if they were all laughing, it would fuck up the audio. There would be all this feedback, and we can't have video because it will slow down your video. So it's just me looking at myself, like looking at my camera, telling jokes. And then there was like a comment section where they would write like LOL or ha 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 and stuff like that. And I was like, Jesus Christ, this is brutal.
Yeah,
So
that's crazy.
like I couldn't even look at their faces to be like, well, it looks like that person is laughing.
Yeah.
It was just so weird.
Yeah, that's sick that you got like hired for that or whatever, the beer store. I never would imagine they would do something like that.
Dude, it was through an agency that set it up through like Funny Man Inc. I would never just go out and find something like that for myself.
Yeah, yeah.
I gladly took it,
Mhm.
but it was so weird, dude.
Yeah, that's
It
wild.
was so weird.
Who are some of your favorite comedians?
Oh, like right now, I think because it changes all the time, you know. Like I get influenced by different people at different times. But I really like Mark Norman
Okay,
a
actually, I
lot.
haven't
I don't
heard
know
of
if
him.
you're familiar.
No.
Oh, New York guy. You should check out his stuff. He's absolutely hilarious. I like Andrew Schultz. He's
Yeah,
like way
Andrew
edgier
Schultz is
than I
amazing. Yeah.
am, but I really like his takes on things. Morgan Murphy is solid. She's New York.
Cool.
A lot of the New York cats I really like. Joe List, Sam Morrill. I don't know. Those are like the guys I've been watching more lately. Oh, and a Canadian guy who I really love, but he lives in New York now too. You should check him out, Nathan McIntosh.
Okay.
He's like so funny, and
That's
I like
so many
watch his
people. I love it.
podcast religiously too. But yeah, I can go over them again too if you want later.
Well, I could just re-listen to this, and I've wrote them all down.
That's also true. Yeah.
Yeah, man, Andrew Schultz is incredible. His like crowd work is like out of this world.
His crowd work's great. The material's so solid too. Yeah, I really like Schultz.
Have you like? I don't think I've ever really seen you do too much crowd work. Is that something like you're into, or?
I'll do it. You know what I mean? I always am trying to work on new material, so I'd rather get into that. But definitely, like, you know, hosting, I'll get into that. Or if somebody's interrupting, I'll jump out of my stuff and go at them for a minute. Definitely, when I host, I definitely get into it with people. It's a lot harder to do crowd work on outdoor shows, too, I find. From what I've done so far anyways, but it is possible, but I do find it tougher. But yeah, I would say generally I'm a material guy overall, so.
Yeah, I've like never done crowd work even once, like really. I've like clapped back at hecklers a little bit, but that's it. Yeah.
Sure, but that's it? Yeah.
I'm just like, Go ahead.
It's a good skill to have. You never know. Sometimes crowds, like, they want you to make it about them. And one thing Mark Sinadinos, who you obviously know, who runs Showtime, told me, he's like, you become a really good host before you become a headliner. And the thing is that, like, he's like, I've done shows where everybody on the show is bombing, and you're so annoyed with the audience that you're like, you guys don't even deserve my material. So you just go up there and you just riff with them. Because you're like, I'm not even going to give you guys my jokes. I'll just try to make this funny without having to do my jokes for you guys. And I think that's like, there's something to that, honestly. That I've definitely like had crowds where I've seen them and I was like, I don't even want to run my life or my jokes, my stories by you guys. I'd rather just get into it with you guys so I have a way to make fun of you without looking like an
asshole. Yeah.
So, and that's like crowd work. So I get that a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Like I definitely want to like get into more like hosting and stuff because like I want to like move up like on the pedestal or whatever. Like and it's hard to like move up in comedy. I feel like I don't know. Maybe that's just like a personal thing. How'd you get into into comedy in the first place?
I was in London. I was living in London, and then I don't know. I was just kind of writing jokes and stuff. And like you said before, I was just doing like one-liners and kind of like weirdo kind of surreal jokes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just writing and writing, and I wanted to wait like a year. And then my buddy Luke knew a guy who ran a comedy show, like an AM night or something. And he's like, yo, I know you wanted to wait a year, but I'd already run some of my jokes by my buddy Luke. And he's like, I really liked your stuff. You're going to kill me, but I got you booked on this guy's show.
Yo, that's sick.
I was like, fuck, dude. I was mad, but I was like, okay. And then for some reason, that show actually got canceled, but I'd already psyched myself up so much that he was like, the guy who ran that show's name was Andy, and Andy was like, that show got canceled, but I know these guys who run a contest at the Roxbury in London, and he's like, I already got you on their show, so you should just go do that one. And I did, and it was like an AM contest, and I ended up winning the contest, and then that kind of helped get me booked on stuff in
Wait,
London.
your first show you ever did, you won the contest? That's sick.
Yeah.
No wonder you kept doing it.
Cool. So it wasn't discouraging, to be honest. The first I was like good, so I didn't feel like disheartened, and I just kept going. But yeah, man,
that's awesome. How it
all started.
Do you remember like what made you want to even like start writing jokes or whatever?
Like I don't know. Like I always liked stand up. I never really even thought about like how to get into it or do it, because I was 27 when I started. Like I'm 34 now, man, and so I didn't even really know how to go about it. And the thing is, I lived in London where like there was a Yuck Yucks there, but they like never had amateur nights, or if they did, it was like a few months out of the year, and it would be at like 5 p.m. on a Saturday, and it was like monthly. So it wasn't like necessarily a supportive community to get into the stand up in, as far as like club access and like kind of like being around professionals. It was definitely supportive in the sense of like amateur comics helping each other out and doing lots of bar shows. So I just kind of clung onto those and did a bunch of those. And it was actually a while before I even got to do a club. I'm really envious of guys who like start in St. Catharines or started in Hamilton right now, where they have independent clubs and you can get on the AM nights and you can hang out at the club, and there's always pros there to talk to and stuff like that. Because I didn't really have a lot of that my first little bit anyways. Right. And then eventually I did meet some pros. Like in London, after a while, Jeff Leeson would start taking me out with him, and he was like the one kind of pro that was based out of London. And he would come around, and there was this other guy who like used to work for Yucks and used to be kind of more of a professional, but still did stand up or was getting back into it, named Dito D'Amico. And then he would take me on the road with him sometimes too. But even that was like, I've been doing it about a year in London and doing pretty good on the local shows before that stuff started happening. And then at like 3 or 4 years in, almost 4, maybe 3.5, I moved to Hamilton because it was just closer to everything. And then again, met a bunch more professional comics, or got tighter with professional comics who like took me on the road with them right away. Like as soon as I got to Hamilton, Patrick Coppolino and Manolo Santanos and May Scaloni took me on like as like for guest spots for like the Steel Town Degenerates tour that they were doing, and I did Ottawa Yuck Yucks, and I started getting at least a bit more spots on like clubs. And around this time, I started working for Showtime too, and stuff was like starting to roll a bit more, which is exciting. So,
man, that's awesome. So you moved to Hamilton just because of comedy?
Yeah, pretty much. Like when I first got here, I still had to work kind of some regular jobs at first, but I've been living off stand up for the last 2 years now too,
That's
which has
awesome, man.
been which is awesome and stressful all at the same time, especially when live events get canceled because of some weird, airborne virus that we know nothing about. So
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
like a weird time, but overall, it's like pretty sweet
hmm For
that
for
that I'm able to do this for myself.
yeah, for sure. For
Oh, you
comedians that
froze
like,
up again,
uh, yeah,
Sam.
yo, can you hear me? Hey,
You
hello.
froze on me
I can hear you, see you fine. I don't know what's going on, man.
completely now.
Hello?
Oh no.
It's hilarious because I can like hear you saying "oh no" and shit. Are you there? Oh no! All right, I'm gonna pause the recording. Okay, yeah, that was weird. So like for comedians that like want to go like down the same path as you and like actually make money off of this, like how do you go about doing that?
Oh, that takes like a long time
hmm
sometimes, I'd say. And also like I lost like I don't know. In the beginning you kind of got to be okay with like you're going to lose
Right,
money. Like
it's
the
like an
first
investment
couple
in
years,
yourself. Yeah.
yeah, that's it.
hmm
Like the first couple years like dude, I was working as a social worker in London.
hmm
Um and then I would use my vacation days and go into Toronto with a couple comics, and we'd stay in a backpackers hostel for like a week or two and just grind mics. And nobody knew who we were. Nobody gave a shit. We would get bumped until like very last call, end of the show. I'm literally doing jokes for the bartender kind of stuff. And I did that kind of stuff for a couple years. Um,
hmm
you gotta travel if you want to make like there's comics that they're like, look, we like metropolises and we just want to grind enough to try to get festivals, and
hmm
then maybe more money will come in because now we'll have like bigger credits and stuff like that, and that's fine. But if you're only in Toronto, I find like it's not that you can't make any money there, you can, but the spots are definitely like it's not only more competitive. I find sometimes they do pay less because they just have more professionals on a show, so the money
hmm
kind of gets dispersed a bit thinner to each individual. The money's kind of on the road, and uh, and after a while too, like when you're getting better and you're really starting to do good, you start to appreciate your own self-worth more, and you're like, I'm gonna ask for more money. You know what I mean? You
Yeah, yeah.
just you kind of tell yourself like I'm not doing that $50 spot anymore,
hmm
or like whatever. And maybe sometimes you still do. The money always fluctuates too,
hmm
but I'm just saying sometimes there is like I heard like Don Perez say before, very funny stand-up comic. He said like there's a power in saying no as well.
hmm
So if some booker messages you and is like, drive up to North Bay, $100 to headline, no room. So you got to drive to North Bay and back. You could just go, no,
Yeah, yeah.
no, I'm not, no,
No,
not, I can't. Sorry, can't
mm,
do it. And like, maybe he won't offer you, maybe that booker won't offer you more money. Maybe they won't offer you a room, but at least you now know that you're going to turn that stuff down because you're fishing for stuff that is like more worth your time and your value.
mhm.
You know what I mean?
Right. So like with you, it's like you were just like people saw you, they think you're really funny, and then they offer you spots. Is that kind of how it works, or like do you have to like go out and try to like get these paid gigs?
I definitely ask people too.
Okay.
There's nothing wrong with like asking. Like there's like you can't wait for everything. I definitely like was lucky in the beginning, like London was such a small scene, and like if you do well on the few shows that they have or whatever else, people kind of become interested in you and be like, well, he's one of they probably thought like, oh, I was one of the stronger comics in that scene, so I'd be beneficial to the shows, because you got to think about your audience as well, right? When you're like booking shows, you want the strongest comics on. So I guess I got a little bit more attention that way. But no, I definitely like, I still reach out to people. Like I'm in with Showtime, but I'll still message Mark sometimes and be like, hey, if you got any spots coming up, or like same with Patrick at Levity, and Absolute Comedy. You got to call them and remind them that you're due for a date and stuff like that, or even small time, like one-off showrunners at bars and stuff. There's nothing wrong with reaching out. I've definitely messaged guys like, I've messaged David Green before and like, hey, next time you got an opening, or like Levi or whoever's running a show, right? And to just to get in there and ask.
Showtime's coming back September 10th.
Yeah, I heard, which is great. Really good for you guys out there. So
yeah, I'm so thankful for that place, because like that's like the only real like comedy club we have in the Niagara region.
Yeah, for sure. That's like your spot out there, which is really cool. And then what's Levi's room?
Taps. You're thinking of like the twisted. I don't know if you went there.
Twisted Taps.
Twisted Taps,
yeah,
and like
no,
they were open for like a couple
really
weeks. Yeah.
That one was bad, dude. That was bad.
That was so bad.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to associate.
Yeah.
Fucking awful, dude.
It's
you know what happened? They got busted like moving pills out of there or something, or coke or something. And that's why they got shut down. Yeah, those guys were sketchy as fuck.
That's definitely believable. It seemed like that type of place, because I was like, how are they making any money? We were there
garbage
on a Saturday and it was still only comedians.
Yeah. See, that's one of those places that I kick myself for not saying no.
Yeah.
No. Because it's not like it was like an open mic.
Yeah.
It's an open mic. So
but you got $50 maybe if you're voted as the best.
If you want, if the cokeheads liked you, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's one of those places that I should have just been like, no, it's not worth it to be in this stab bar. I'm just gonna go in there and get stabbed if I upset a patron. Those are the kinds of places where after a while in it, you can just be like, no, I'm not putting myself in that situation anymore. So, but either way, it's closed, so fuck them.
Yeah, fuck them. Do you do like fully clean shows? Have you ever done like any of those?
I have. I'm not like I wouldn't say I'm crazy dirty, but at the same time, I am definitely not TV clean. I've done a few of them, but I wouldn't say that I'm the right pick for stuff like that. I definitely don't seek out those kinds of corporates. I've done stuff for like the police. I've done corporates for Narcotics Anonymous before. They'll have like big conventions and stuff like that.
That's wild.
And those are the kind of corporates where they're like, yeah, you can go dirty. I've done fire hall stuff, stuff for sick kids, but not actually for the sick kids, but like for that charity.
Right.
And those, like, they're corporate in a sense. Like, obviously, act professional at whatever show you're at, but they're not super, like, dare to be like, hey, no swearing, no sex. There's not really that kind of pressure. So those are probably my favorite kind of like corporate, but they're not too corporate. It's not squeaky clean by any means. So, but hey, if you can write clean, it will definitely help you. If you can write like TV, hey, you ever notice this about apples kind of clean?
Yeah.
that shit will help you, man. That stuff will definitely help you. For one, it's a new humor muscle
Mhm.
where it is like important, I think, to like find the funny in the extremely mundane.
Mhm.
And if you can make apples or something like that funny, I think like you're brilliant.
I don't know why, but you just saying apples makes me giggle.
Yeah, it's a funny word, I guess. I don't know.
Is it though? Everywhere.
It's 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 funny when I say it 'cause I look like I've never eaten one in my entire life. So
What? Is that real?
that's what. No. I've definitely
Okay.
eaten it.
Yeah.
But see, you believed it. You
I'm
believed it.
I'm pretty
So,
fucking
no.
gullible, unfortunately. Um, yo, do you believe in ghosts?
I don't, but my wife does.
Oh, nice. Most people do, man. Like 90% of the people I've had on the podcast
No,
say yes.
I don't believe
Yeah, I don't
in.
really
I don't
believe
believe
in ghosts.
in that.
Why
No,
not? Why don't you think they're real?
I don't know, because it's like if you could go anywhere,
Hmm.
why the fuck would you stay in my house?
There might be ghosts that
You know
aren't
what
in
I
your house
mean?
then. Yeah.
I definitely
Yeah.
don't believe anywhere I've stayed is
Yeah.
haunted
Okay. Yeah.
because like why would you stay in my house? I don't even want to stay in my house, and it'd be
Yeah.
harder for me to get away from it.
Hmm.
You can float anywhere. You can go wherever you want. And also like why? We're the only species that is so selfish that we're like our spirits stay behind and hang out
Yeah.
and make noises at us. I'm like, we all love dogs. Everybody loves a fucking dog. Are there dog ghosts? Are
That's
there
a good
cat ghosts?
point. Yeah. What
Where
about
did that?
insects? There's like billions, trillions, like even way more
Yeah,
insects. Is there
where all
little
the
ant
fucking
ghosts?
yeah, where all the bug ghosts
Yeah.
at? Everybody was like upset when Harambe died. Was that the
Yeah.
apes then? The
Harambe. Yeah.
gorilla thing?
Harambe.
Harambe?
Yeah.
So we were so connected to the death of that gorilla. Is he in
Where's the
ghost
Harambe
form?
ghost? Yeah.
Is there a Harambe ghost like at the zoo right now?
Yeah, it's good points, man.
Like,
Yeah, I'm on the
where's
same
the
page
line?
as you, I think. Um, have you done any like writing or anything? Have you gotten anything productive done?
Yeah, a little bit of stuff. I worked on a silent film with AJ that we posted, which was fun.
Oh, sick. I didn't even see that.
AJ Bait. I'll send it to you.
Okay, cool. Do you have a
Uh,
YouTube channel?
I do. I don't even think that's on there. I think I just have some of my stand-up clips, but it might be on AJ's YouTube as well.
Cool. Yeah.
Um, I kind of half-ass have written some stuff for scripts, but not completed anything.
You see Netflix
Uh,
is like
and then
offering.
some jokes, obviously. But
Yeah, yeah. But like Netflix is like off. Like I saw some post about how they're like accepting like proposals right now or something.
yeah, I heard that. I heard that too. Yeah,
Have you thought about like submitting anything to them or?
we okay. We had this one idea. I got a couple ideas. I had this one idea for one. I haven't done enough research on it, so I want to talk about it, but not seem like I'm being disrespectful or insensitive because I hope I'm getting my facts straight here.
Right.
But originally, when when slaves were freed in the United States, some of them had the option, or I think maybe they all had the option of going. The freed slaves had the option of going back to Africa, and some chose to, and some had been in America for so long that they were like, "No, we're going to stay."
I didn't even know that.
I guess. I guess that the ones that went back to Africa, they didn't. There was a huge disconnect, and
Mhm.
kind of there was an issue because the problem is that from what I've been told is that the reason why some black slaves were sent to America and some weren't, is that some Africans turned on other Africans and essentially like sold them into slavery.
Wow. So
So
when they
now
went
these
back,
slaves they're returning to their homeland, and there was like this big civil war between African Americans who are now returning and Africans who never left their native land. And there was like this big civil war. It's like this whole thing. And I've never seen that done in movie history. Now, as a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white guy, I don't know if I'm the person to write that, but I'd love to actually do more research on it and at least maybe pitch the idea to somebody who's maybe more qualified to write for Black voices, and to see about having something like that on film, because I think that there's a lot of movies obviously about like slavery and the horrible things that happen, but I've never heard that aftermath kind of spoken to. So yeah. I think that would be like, interesting to talk about.
I think that's a great idea, actually. Because I didn't even know that, like that they actually went back, some of them, and yeah, like you see lots of movies about like the whole during, but you never see like movies about like the beginning, or maybe there's a couple of these, but there's never at the end, never like the freeing of the slaves. Man, that everything that's going on right now in the whole world is so wild. Did you hear about like the alien shit where it's like vehicles from out of this world?
UFOs have been confirmed, right?
Yeah. Well, they said more? I guess like the Pentagon said that they're vehicles not from this world, from my understanding, from basically what other people told me.
Right. Yeah. So like a UFO.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And just no one really cares except Joe Rogan talks about it. Like, but
sure. Well, he's also an alien, so
yeah,
knew that.
Like I used to ask on the podcast, like, do you believe in aliens? But now I can't even ask that because it's like aliens are confirmed. You know,
it's kind of been confirmed. Yeah, but there's for sure aliens, dude.
Yeah. Like the universe is huge.
There's so much crazy stuff. There's gotta be. You know that we can't get to the bottom of the ocean?
Yeah, because it's so deep. How crazy!
You can only go so far down. So what the fuck is down there, dude? Why we can't make it all the way down? There's gotta. That's where I think aliens are. Everybody goes, oh, like aliens. We'd see them on land. No way, dude. Aliens are in the water. I think. I think that like, yeah, I think they're like deep underground. And then like, dude, look at an octopus. You tell me an octopus doesn't look like an alien?
Yeah, dude, all of those like super
things
like
underwater. Yeah. Any water creature, I'm like, you're not like us at all, dude. You're sure species. You know, like dogs have eyebrows and shit. You're like, I get it. We're connected. You know what I mean? They furrow their brow, and you're like, yeah, you're kind of like me. But fucking, when you look at a fish, you're like, what the fuck, man? You're something else.
Yeah, dude.
You're like a whole other thing.
That's the thing is like
you at all.
Yeah, like the aliens, like those gray, skinny, big-headed guys. An octopus looks way more like an alien than one of those. You know?
The head looks the same as that.
Yeah.
They got more arms, but the head is like the same shape.
True. And man, octopuses could like change their texture and their color and shit. Have you seen these videos?
Yeah, see,
wild,
like blending in and like merging in with stuff.
It's crazy,
man.
Yeah, this shit's wild. Fucking, what do you think about the whole simulation thing? Do you think it's possible we're in a simulation?
No.
Yeah, I don't think so.
No, it's like, wouldn't they make it better?
Yeah, that was my argument too. It's like,
why would you give us this one?
Yeah. It's like the whole point of video games is that they're like fun and shit.
If you really wanted people to be content, you would give them the sweetest. If you wanted people to be content and never rise up, you would give them an awesome simulation. You wouldn't give them this.
Yeah.
You know, there's no buffalo in a simulation. There's no buffalo. There's no fucking.
There's no mosquitoes for sure, man.
There's none of that shit. There's no mosquitoes. There's no Buffalo, New York. Those things are done. Those things are like, no, we want the simulation to be happy.
Yeah.
We want people to enjoy themselves. You ever see somebody smile in Buffalo?
I don't even think I've ever been to Buffalo.
No, well, you're doing all right then.
Yeah. Have you done like shows in the States and stuff? Or?
I've actually done shows in Buffalo's all right. It's just a rough city.
Yeah.
It's just rough. I've had fun shows in Buffalo. It's just a weird. It's just, I don't know, a lot of characters. Anytime I go there, there's like a new sketchy guy who befriends me right away while I'm walking down the street, and I'm just like, okay, I'm talking to you now.
Yeah, I feel like the sketchy guys might gravitate towards you.
They do for sure. They're drawn to me in every city. So
they think you're one of them, but you're just in disguise. You're like a normal guy.
They do, yeah. I'm like a low key sketch. Yeah. So I'm just enough that they can talk to me, but I'm sketchy enough that they'll talk to me, but put together enough that by the end of the conversation, they'll ask me for change.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they're relating to me and also like, but you help me out now.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
One time I saw this guy hit on this girl and she said no, and then he asked her for change and she said no.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, she said no to that? You turn them down, at least give me change, you know?
Yeah. And then he asked me for a cigarette, and I was like, no. And then he's like, you're a jerk, and he left.
Oh, man. That guy's having a rough go.
Yeah.
Well, man, no change, no smoke.
But he had like perfectly clean white shoes. He was like dressed nice, and it's like
maybe he just got kicked out.
Yeah, and I was like, bro, like you gotta like look the part, you know? You can't dress nice and then ask for change.
Yeah, but if his shoes were too dirty, he probably thought the girl would have said no for sure.
Oh yeah, when he asked her out, that's a good point.
Mm-hmm. Maybe he grabbed some nice shoes just before, you know?
Yeah.
Robbed a Foot Locker or something, and it was like, time to lock me a lady.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
So you said you had like another idea for the Netflix thing, right? Do you want to tell me about that too? Or?
Oh. Just more like a mockumentary about like the idea of like the guy who started backyard wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
And he's very like delusional, and he's always tweeting at Vince McMahon as if they're actually rivals, but obviously Vince McMahon doesn't even fucking know who this guy is.
Yeah.
And it would kind of be this whole thing of this guy named Billy Bob Thornbush. That's his like wrestling name. And he just has this shitty federation and his yard, and he lives with his mom. And it would just kind of follow those characters around. But that's a very loose idea too.
Bro, you're right. Those are like opposites from each other. I love it. You know?
They're very different, those two ideas. You're right. Come to think of it now. They're very different.
Yeah. All right,
those are the two.
This is a question I ask everybody, or almost everybody. So I gotta ask you: if you had a superpower, what would you pick? Good pick.
Oh man, does eternal life count as a superpower?
Yeah, nobody said that yet. So like immortal, that'd be pretty sick.
Yeah.
You don't think you'd ever get sick of it? Like you'd get too bored or whatever? That's a good one, actually.
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I might get too bored, but at the same time, I think time is like the most important thing in the world. And I just want to get good at like a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And if I had time and you didn't age past where you were, I think that would like help you a lot, right?
That'd be so sick, man. And I really want to know like what happens. like in like 1,000 years from now.
Yeah, and then you could also see how it plays out too.
Yeah.
This is very true. You could also just see how it plays out, which would be very interesting. And you might, yeah, I don't know. I think eternal life would be cool.
That's the best answer I got so far. I feel like everyone's just flying. They're all like flying, so I could like go, so I wouldn't have to pay for plane tickets. I could do comedy shows in Montreal.
Dude, I'll walk everywhere. If I'm alive forever, I'll have time.
You just walk all the
Dude, I don't mind walking. I just don't want to die.
Bro, you could find out what's at the bottom of the ocean if you can't die.
Dude, you had enough time, you know? Maybe they get to it. Maybe you actually find aliens. Maybe I get both my scripts done.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if I had eternal life.
Yeah. So, like, if say they could like take your brain and then like put it into like a robot body, would you do that?
I wouldn't like that as much.
Mm-hmm.
Because I still want to do stand-up, and I don't want to be a robot doing stand-up. And now I got to write robot joke problem. Like, it seems like a whole other thing.
Yeah.
That would be, like, really annoying.
That's
I'd take it if I had to, but I don't want to be the robot comic if I can help it, you know?
Yeah. Well, maybe all the technology, they could just like make it look like you, right? And then
that'd be all right. Yeah, okay, I'd take that. I'd take like a Jason Allen skin suit.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Like a robot body. Yeah, I could accept that.
What about like the chip in your brain? Would you do that?
Yeah, dude, I would do a chip now if things go back to normal. Dude, people are like, oh, the vaccine, they're gonna put a chip in it. Put fucking 50 chips in me.
Yeah.
I wanna travel again. I want things to go back to normal. Chip me up. I'm not trying to assassinate a government leader.
I don't understand like the whole chips in the vaccine. Isn't it like in a needle liquid? Do they make chips like that small?
Yeah,
like...
I don't even know what these idiots are talking about. I don't think that anybody's getting chipped.
Yeah.
But you know, these anti-vaxxers, you can't reason with them.
Yeah. There's so many conspiracy theorists and shit now. I feel like half my friends are into that shit.
Oh yeah, dude, all the geniuses. I know, and the fucking shit they say now. Oh, it's brutal. But
like the Elon Musk chip that goes into your brain where it's like so that instead of having to like type on your phone, you can just like think about it in text.
No, I don't. I'll type. I don't want to chip in my brain.
Okay.
No.
You don't want that one?
But honestly, if they were like, we're gonna chip you, but we're curing COVID, I'd be like, yeah.
Deal.
I can just travel. I can cross. I had shows like I had like clubs in the States this year that I had to cancel because of COVID. So yeah, if they were like, Jason, we're gonna chip you, but you know, you can you just live your life again. I'd be like, yeah, put the chip in. Tell me, I'll install it, whatever you need, and then. Because like, what am I doing? I'm not doing anything sketchy, you know. I'm not overthrowing anybody. So.
Mm-hmm. So like, how'd you even like make money? Is that okay to ask? Like with the COVID shit and everything going on, because like all your shows are canceled and stuff.
I claim, you know, I claim taxes and stuff on comedy, and I was able to claim enough off comedy last year.
Oh, to qualify for CERB.
To qualify for CERB.
Nice.
And that's, you know, so that's the whole thing. Yeah. So yeah, I would say that I get working for cash and do cash gigs are great and take those when you can. But if you are a comic and you are living off it, get enough on paper to hit that mark, because, you know, luckily I did. And then something like this comes up and I'm okay. You know, like I'm okay. I was able to claim and I'm able to receive this kind of assistance from the government right now. But if I didn't claim stuff and I wasn't smart about that, I would have been fucked.
Mm-hmm.
So
plus, you don't want like the IRS or whatever the Canadian version of that is coming after
yeah,
you.
I don't like make enough that I feel like Revenue Canada would try to like bury me.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, definitely just, be an adult and do your taxes.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So like, what are your dreams of comedy? You want to get like a Netflix special one day? What's your end goal here?
Yeah, this special would be fine. I don't know. Honestly, I just want to keep doing it. I want to just keep not having to answer to a day job. I'm not one of those guys who's like, if I'm not famous, I won't be happy. I don't, I feel pretty good overall. I just want to be busier. My goal in stand-up is just to be a better stand-up. So I want to get better so I can get even more work. So it's kind of like you get a bit of both. I guess I'll live a bit more comfortably and better financially, but I'll also be getting better at stand-up. Like I have to get better at stand-up first to get that other part, but you'll get both, right? So I don't know. My goal is like to sustain. My wife and I bought a house in January. Definitely want to sustain that. Maybe eventually get move from here and maybe get a bigger place eventually. If not in Hamilton, maybe closer to the American border, because I would like to. I am allowed to work over in the States because I'm a dual citizen.
Oh, nice.
And it would be exciting to work my way through the States a bit more. It's just a little bit more, like a lot more work. So again, a chance at getting better, because you could just be hitting like club after club or venue after venue, and I think that would be really exciting. But
Have you
yeah,
done
the
any
goal.
shows in like LA or anything?
No, all this stuff I've done, other than like a couple in Buffalo, most of the stuff I've done has been in the Midwest, like Michigan, Indiana, Ohio. And I'm hoping to do more around there, and then like maybe Chicago, and then like to hit a metropolis like Chicago would be really cool, and then of course like New York, LA. Those are a lot more competitive and will be, I think, a lot harder to get spots on, but it would be great to take some trips down there and do stuff like that as well.
Yeah, doing the Comedy Store is like my dream. I would love to do that just because.
Right.
I don't know why, really. Just I guess it's Joe Rogan just talks about it all the time, so it's like in my head.
Right. That's cool, man.
Do you watch the Joe Rogan podcast, or what podcasts are you into?
Once in a while. I'm mostly into Tuesdays with Stories, which is again two comics that like I told you about already, but Joe List and Mark Norman do Tuesdays with Stories. Very funny podcast, one of my favorites. And I actually listen to Positive Anger a lot too with Nathan McIntosh. So those are probably the two I listen to the most right now.
Cool.
And then, AJ and I have a podcast, In Search of Zen. So check that out.
Oh, shit. What's that about?
Yeah, it's just about AJ and I are angry guys.
You really?
Or sometimes we are.
I mean, AJ's always angry, but I've never seen you really. You seem pretty chill.
I'm glad to hear that AJ's the one who looks like grumpier than me. That's good to know. I like that a lot. I like hearing that. I could never be mad at you, Sab. That's the thing.
Buddy.
You don't bring it out of me. Other people, on the other hand, good God. But yeah, I don't know. It's not like we're like rageaholics or anything. It's usually like when we were busier and stuff was like rolling, we would kind of vent about our weeks a little bit, and that was kind of the theme of the podcast. But we go off on other tangents.
Is it on YouTube or?
No, it's on like iTunes, Spotify, Google Play. But no, not on YouTube. We probably will start putting out full videos eventually and stuff though too.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, I call this a podcast, but I literally only put it on YouTube, nothing else.
No,
So
okay,
it's
okay.
not really a podcast. It's just like a video conversations. Like, is that what you
Yeah,
call
it's all right.
it? Yeah. Yeah. So you got your podcast with AJ. What else you got going on? That like, if people want to find you, if plug all your
Right.
shit.
So yeah, on Instagram, I'm Jason A Comedy. Facebook, it's just Jason Allen, or my Facebook fan page is Jason A Comedy. On Twitter, I'm Jasonic and Tails. And then yeah, I got the stickers. I got an album out through Comedy Records. You could go to comedyrecords.com
Is that
and
the
buy the
album that
album.
I bought off you, or is it a new one?
I believe no, that's the same one.
Oh, nice.
I'm working on the next one slowly because again, shows have slowed down.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you can find that too on that's also up on iTunes and Spotify. I think you have to type in Comedy Records / Jason Allen or something like that.
Okay, send me all the links and I'll put everything in the description. People can click on it. Yeah, thank you so much for doing this. It's been great, bro.
Thanks for having me on, buddy. I appreciate it.
All right, I hope you have a good night, man.
All right, man. You too. Have a good one.
Peace out. See ya.
Peace, dude.